Now, shout out to most of the OGs. And when I say OGs, I'm talking about just the ones with experience in the sense of just this topic right here. Shout out to the OGs who understand a little bit of something I like to call discernment, where you're able to pick up on certain things that's in your face or that's being thrown at you. So when it comes to this little segment here between Mr. Vlad and Sheik Luch has the wherewithal and the discernment to pick up on the vulture aspect of Mr. Vlad. And it's just great how he's able to pretty much check Vlad and put him in his place to a degree. Not in a vulgar way, not in a malicious way, but just on some, just listen, I see what you're doing, Vlad. Like, chill out with that. And I like how he referenced a certain interview where Vlad pretty much showed that vulture aspect of himself with Joel Santana. So I just wanted to get into it a little bit.
Well, since our last interview, the locks and verses happened.
Yeah, facts.
Which I feel was like that was the greatest verses yet.
Yeah, and I seen you too, Vlad. Record this shit. You gotta stop doing that. You know why you got? I seen when you asked Joel's recently about that was disrespectful when he threw your hat or some shit he did. You know why you gotta listen? I know when you speak in your mind.
Jada grabbed his
absolutely, and I know you speak in your mind and all that, which is cool.
Yeah, going back to the verses between the Locks and Dipset, where they pretty much were just on some playful shit. They from the hood, and you know how hood dudes get when they get playful. Sometimes they may take it there, but mutually we all agree that it's not necessarily a big thing. So where Jadakiss took Joel's hat off or something like that, Joel doesn't take offense to it because he knows Jadakiss. And we, when it comes to the hood element, I mean, obviously, I'm sure a lot of brothers who listen to this channel come from the hood. In the hood, sometimes where we got this playful element where we do certain shit that on the outside it may look like, yo, why you let him do that to you? But on the inside, we know that it's just all in good fun. It's all just, we cool like that because we have that rapport. We have a certain level of rapport where we could do certain things where it may look like we being disrespected and whatnot. And even as playful as that wasn't even necessarily disrespectful. It's not like he touched him in his face or anything like that. He just took his hat off. Sometimes it may be deemed as disrespectful in some aspects, but for the most part, it's just a playful thing. It's all in good fun. And when it comes to just that, it just made for good TV. It made for a good reaction, you know what I mean? Because obviously it's competitive. You got the verses going on, so just hood dudes just being hood dudes and some playful shit. That's all that really was. But Vlad, he just wanted to make it a thing of, starting some shit, putting this vulturistic aspect on it where it's like, hey, don't you think that that's disrespectful what he did? Come on, man. Trying to impart his thoughts on Joel's per se, as well as the people too.
You know why you gotta stop that is because like the time we in, like say, and shout out to Joel, say he answered different. It was on some goon shit. Right now Kiss gotta say something back and it gets to that. I don't think we in that space right now, Vlad. That shit gets ugly. You get what I'm saying? And people are getting hurt out here and dying. Like, and that was just a good event. It was a dope event. I love them brothers. They love us, and we seen them after. And I'm happy that he answered like an OG, right? And I get you were saying you was like, yo, I personally felt that was disrespectful. But say somebody younger than Joel's probably would have said, yo, word, you right. Fuck that. Fuck them niggas. Nah, dog.
Exactly. Somebody young and easily impressionable, where it's like they can get their opinion swayed or their outlook on something swayed by a vulture like Vlad, understanding his tactics, understanding who he is, and admitted Mason as well. But yeah, man, you just gotta understand how to be discernful. You gotta understand when it comes to the trickery, when it comes to the bullshit aspect of what's being conveyed to you or what's in front of you, you gotta know how to pick it apart. And even if it's in a sense of with this situation where these two people, they cool with each other, I'm glad that Sheik was still able to pick up on the bullshit coming from Vlad and call it out. Similar to an interview with Conway the Machine. But yeah, shout out to Joel's and Sheik just for, showing a certain level of discernment and being able to pick up on bullshit. Those are qualities that come with manhood. Being able to understand the forest through the trees. Even as simple as it is when it comes to this topic here, it still shows an example of that.
saying like that. You know what I mean? That shit, it gets to some other, it gets crazy.
Well, the one thing that bothered me personally, since we know each other, watching it was when Jadakiss grabbed the bandana off your head. I just thought that was just really fucking disrespectful. It's just me personally.
Shit, Vlad. Shut up, Vlad. Come on, man. You're not gonna do that. You trying to start. It was
No, I'm speaking for me. I'm speaking for
me. Vlad, stop what you doing. It wasn't. All
right, so you weren't tripping off it.
This ain't no because see, but y'all do shit. See, Vlad, you do shit like that, right? But say that would have turned into something escalated, right? Then it would have been. You know what I'm saying? That would have been bad, right? Look, don't look.
I'm just looking at the actual answer.
You said what you said. No, I respect it. I respect
go ahead.
it. But that's why I'm gonna check it. I'm not gonna let you do that. You still my man, but
You still letting them know. You're showing a certain level of respect there. Like, listen, I fuck with you, Vlad, but you still a vulture, bro. You still a snake. I see what you do. I see what you're about. You feel what I'm saying? You're just trying to start some shit, and this is what they do. And I'm glad that Joel was able to pick up on that vulturous aspect of Vlad. If that's a word, I don't care. I just made it up. Vlad is a fucking vulture. He's a snake. So he's going to find ways to, find some sort of negativity out of something that's positive and turn it into something that it don't need to be turned into. You know what I mean? He does that a lot. And all he do is pretty much just leech off of, certain base level aspects of our people. He pretty much profit off of the baser aspects of our people when it comes to the shit that he covers. It's never nothing positive when it comes to the so-called black man to a degree. It's always on some dumb, drug story shit, some kingpin shit, some gang shit. It's never nothing positive when it comes to what he covers in regards to so-called black people, the so-called black men. It's rarely anything fucking positive. It's always some negative shit. So this is how you know what type of person he is, and that's not even surprise. That's not even hard to even understand. I mean, we already know what he is and where he comes from. So it is what it is.
It was a good little shot, but I'm gonna nip it in the butt.
I understand.
Yeah, I know you Vlad. I get it, but you're still a grown Vlad right now. You're the OG Vlad with the beard and shit.
I'm a grown Vlad, but I just feel, and listen, I'm speaking not from a hip hop point of view. I just feel from a man point of view, your personal space should be your personal space.
Absolutely.
That's it.
I said that's all I'm saying. Doing that verses
and I can understand that to a degree, but you already know what you're doing with this. You know you have a platform. You know that you have impressionable people. You know what you're doing. But, to that sense, I can understand that. But you still have to look at it from this perspective. Like, Jadakiss and Jewels, those people are close to each other. Those two groups, the Locks and Dipset, they got a lot of history. And even in the sense of, just like what I laid out, just that hood element where, going back to the hood where, you just play around on that type of time where it's like it may look like something that's kind of disrespectful, but we already know mutually that, it's cool because we have that certain rapport, that certain level of rapport where we can do that. We're comfortable enough where we can do that with each other. But Vlad, he's just a vulture, and he just try to find anything negative out of something that's positive.
Talking mad shit, yo, fuck that, niggas is soft, this and that, but
that's cool.
Yeah, I don't really feel that way. It was during the fight, during the verses, you know what I mean? After that, like when he did that, it was just in a hype of things, and man, them brothers seen each other after, and once again, shout out to Joel, because he ain't say nothing crazy after, and that could have got crazy just by that one question when the cameras is on you.
No, listen.
What you call that shit?
I gave my point of view. You did. And he answered it, and I let.
Yeah, that's clickbait. That's all that's it. That's all that is. Clickbait. And that's what they're about. That's how they get their numbers. Clickbait. That's the serpent, man. Baiting you.
It all. Like, he was able to tell me, he told me to shut the fuck up and whatever. I left that in there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
he was like,
and he didn't even say shut the fuck up. He just said shut up. You see? That's how you know Vlad just went into defense mode. Even in that aspect where he got checked, he went into defense mode because he didn't expect that type of response from Jewels. So he wanted to just say some. This is what the Caucasian will do. They'll make up shit on the fly, especially the Caucasian woman. They'll add some shit that wasn't even a part of that. Saying some shit like he said, shut the fuck up. I know it wasn't too much of a lie, but he still lied because he didn't say shut the fuck up. He said, shut up, Vlad. He did not say shut the fuck up. But they do that a lot. It is what it is.
Hey, yo,
He
come
got his
on,
point
man. That
of
shit
view.
is over. That shit, we had fun. We had fun tonight. One of the dopest verses ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I agree. I mean, what he said in that interview, he goes, I was thinking to sort of get back at Kiss, I was going to grab his hat, but then I was worried that I might hit him while trying to grab the hat, and that was going to escalate into
I ain't even see
something
all
worse.
that. I ain't even hear him say all that.
That's what he said. Yeah, he said I was going to just, kind of pop his hat a little bit. But he was worried that, because he plays that with his brother. They just pop each other's hats.
Right.
But he was worried that in the midst of it, while popping his hat, he would accidentally hit Kiss in the face.
Right, and then it turned something else, right.
Potentially. So he just said, okay, fuck it. I'm just going to take the little bandana thing and keep it moving.
Good call,
I thought it was
Joel.
mature for everyone.
So in the midst, right after Jada did that, I was about to hit Jada's hat off his head. But in hindsight, I didn't because I didn't want it to look like I didn't want to miss and hit him. You understand what I'm saying? We all moving around on stage. You understand what I'm saying? It's easier to grab something. Like just reach for something and grab it to where it's going like this. I didn't want to hit him. And like I said, if that was somebody else that I really didn't, unlike Jada, I would have did it just because and didn't give a fuck if I hit him. And didn't give a fuck where the shit went if the shit would have turned left and we all would have had to beat the shit out of everybody on stage.
Good call, Joel.
Exactly, because he has that type of rapport with Jadakiss. That's my point.
It was good call with that, and good call the way he answered that question, just what you speak in your mind. But yeah, man, that shit, could go crazy, man. That's why I said when I do see Vlad, I gotta tell him, don't ask them kind of questions because it gets crazy. You know that shit, man.
Yeah, he already know what he doing when he asks questions like that. Vlad is a fucking vulture. That's just what he is. And like I say, he profits off of pretty much the baser aspects of our people. In every interview, it's always somebody that come from some gang shit or some drug shit. It's never nothing really positive like that. Unless it's, some rapper or something. I don't know. It's never really anything positive. I'm trying to think of something, but I can't really think of anything that's positive when it comes to his interviews with, black entertainers or black artists. It's always coming from some sort of negative place. But it is what it is. That's how you make his money. It's just something that, I'm glad that it's just something to see. I'm glad that Sheik and Jewels were able to pick up on that. They had a certain level of discernment. And that's the overall point of this video. You just have to have that discernment. You have to have a certain level of discernment to where you understand how to see the forest through the trees.